Hey everyone, so I wanted to do a very quick video on one thing that I have found in common with a lot of successful people, billionaires, millionaires, people who have just succeeded in life, whether that's in something non-money related like health, fitness, or happiness in life, and money, of course. And so there's many things I found similar, and at the same time I found a lot of different things that are different between millionaires and people who are poor. But today I just want to focus on one thing I found, and that one thing is uh, who they surround themselves with, who they choose to spend most of their time with. This was something that is just straight out, no disconfirming evidence. Like literally, if it's ever brought up by a millionaire or a billionaire, it's always like, yeah, this is how it is. It's I recommend you do this. It's never like, um, I tried this and it didn't work. And what is it? It's basically it's the simplest thing. It's they choose to spend their time with people that are smarter than them, brighter than them, more motivated than them, everything that they want. And you've all heard the phrase, and this gets thrown around a lot, and I've seen it a lot. Um, you are the average of the five people you hang around. Now, when I first heard this phrase, I was like, okay, I sort of brushed it off because I guess it was just too simple. The whole thing was just too simple. But um, I think deep down I was like, okay, it's a minor thing. Like, it doesn't really matter. But now I realize how influential it can be. Um, and you can have so much rub off onto you from other people that you hang around. If you spend a day hanging around just one person, after a week, I guarantee you, you will start to feel and act different. All the slight things that they do, from the way they talk to the way they react to things, to the certain phrases they use, to the mindsets and beliefs and opinions that they have. Um, Sometimes they, if it's a horrible person, it could be very negative mindsets or limiting beliefs that aren't true, or things that like prevent their success through their mind, like, oh, I can't do this, or I'm not smart enough, or um, what they choose to spend their time thinking and talking about. It all just seeps into you. It's somewhat of a horrible thing when you think about it. Um, like if they only choose to talk about uh, drugs and alcohol, that's going to seep into you, and it's just going to naturally, push up on you, and then you're going to start doing it. And the opposite is true. You'll notice that if you choose to hang around people who are successful in your area, let's say someone who, if you only hang around people who are winners and their main goal is to get buff and fit, that's what they're going to be talking about. And that's what they're going to be spending their time talking about and doing. And all those subconscious things and habits and activities, you won't even have to recognize them. They'll just naturally seep in, and you'll just naturally copy them, and you will naturally start eating healthier because when they see some nasty food, they're going to stop eating it. They're not going to eat it. And so I think it turned out to be one of the most ridiculous things because here's the kicker. Like, I have seen so many, I've read so many articles, videos, books from billionaires and millionaires, and they all have mentioned this. Even some paid products. For instance, there's one by Paul Brunson. He is a man who worked with two billionaires, one of them Oprah Winfrey, who is one of the most well-known talk show hosts of all time. and he worked with them for many years, several years, and he noted how they always had this surrounded themselves with the best people, and from there they just built a group of people that were awesome. And then when I used to watch Shark Tank, it's a venture capital TV show where these millionaires with tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars, depending on which ones are there, invest their money. There's this one episode where one of the members, one of the judges, he says, I choose to surround myself every day with people smarter than me. And it's the same sort of thing. And on and on and on. Tai Lopez, he's an entrepreneur, multimillionaire, investor. He has mentioned and continuously talks about this same process. Surround yourself with people that are better than you. Surround yourself with a mentor who's better than you. Whatever your goal is, if you want to be better with women or men in the dating realm, and that's your big priority, then spend your time with people who are good with women or men, if you can find them. And with the beauty of the internet and books and articles on the internet and videos and lectures on YouTube, that it's all free, you can now surround yourself with people that you couldn't even get close to before. You have people out there like me who you can voluntarily choose to spend a lot of your time with, and it'll just rub off on you. And before, you could be in a completely screwed situation where you live in a life environment where everyone around you is horrible. But as a disclaimer, nobody's perfect, and from my experiences, everyone seems to have their flaws. So if you go around saying, "Oh, not perfect," it's not going to work. Like, some people are going to be pretty good at fitness, and they suck with the money. You kind of have to realize that, and then hang around them. You're going to get both. Unfortunately, you can't. I mean, you can try, but from experience, it doesn't really work like that. You get everything diffusing through, and you just have to be aware and select what you're going to let through to a certain extent. Like, some of it will diffuse anyways, but you gotta keep an open mind and alert mind and say, okay, I want to take his fitness, role model actions and behaviors. I'm going to reject any sort of financial stuff that he does. And so it's very, very much important. And now there's this whole thing of the 5 different people you hang around. I think that's just a rough approximation. Sometimes it can be 10. Sometimes it can be 2 or 3. Sometimes, it's people you hang around, friends, acquaintances. Sometimes, you can't get that luxury, but you can get one person who's not just a person you hang around, but he's your mentor. And he's very, very good with money. And what I found is that, here's the big surprise. There's no one secret sauce or one golden truth or secret formula or golden nugget that will get you all you ever wanted. It's no one solution. And again, there's so many different things that you learn from people. And in this video, I can only cover one of them, which is being able to be aware that you need to surround yourself with the right people who are further along in the path that you want to be, to get where you want to be faster. But there's so many different lessons to be learned, and not just one truth. And therefore, when you spend time with people that are better than you, you can learn all these different things, and all some of it subconscious, and some of it just maybe they're not completely aware of, that they're doing, that you notice that other people aren't doing. Now, let me just list you out a few examples. One person I used to hang around a lot, um, and this was before I learned all this and could concretely like tell it back to you. It was something that was just innate in me, and to this day, it still boggles my mind how um, I immediately noticed it, and I was like, I want to hang around this person as much as possible. Whereas other people just they didn't really. I mean, they were like, oh, that's cool. This person is pretty darn awesome, but it really didn't affect them in choosing to hang out with or did not or not hang out with this person. Partially because maybe a lack of similar interests, partially because they just didn't click or connect. But I hung around this person as much as I could, and I started noticing all these things, and it changed me so much. Um, Before, I thought I was in this state where life had just placed me in this situation where um, I was not getting good grades, and I was trying to take the most advanced classes I could, and because of that jump upwards, and trying harder and going from almost straight A's to a level where it was just like impossible, um, and a bunch of other little things that I don't want to get into. Ultimately, I had these beliefs like, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I'm smart enough. It's just how it is. And then I started hanging around this person, and just to list you a few, I started noticing, and it was all just subconscious. Right now I can articulate and tell you, but it also just happened subconsciously. My belief system started changing. And again, you'll notice this a lot too when you interact with very successful people. Um, this person was, you know, he believed that you didn't have to be super smart to get the A. You just had to put in exceptionally hard work. And he did it. He went home, and he would even make fun of himself for being kind of dumb oftentimes, but he would go home and do all this work. And also his whole mentality behind work, it was just like he was almost excited about it. He would complain about it, but at the same time he was excited about achieving this, and he had so much energy about himself, about doing this whole thing, and it was just like amazing to me, because before that I was just in this whole idea of like, every student thinks work is, and homework and school is in certain ways horrible. Again, before I had jumped to the gifted and talented level, I enjoyed my stuff, but when I hit there, it was just like, oh my goodness, I have to read how many chapters tonight? Do all this stuff? That's not interesting or fun at all. And so you can start seeing a lot of it's subconscious, other stuff, it's like what he does, how he acts, his behaviors. When he's in class, what does he do? And I start picking up on these stuff too, and it was just astounding. Like, you're in class, he's like the most attentive person. He'll be asking questions. He'll want to know exactly what's going on. And then like other times, like it was all about like getting the A. So other times, it was like he didn't pay attention at all, because it wasn't relevant, and he didn't put in, like, he was still respectable, but it was just like he didn't waste unnecessary energy. And that was also very astounding, because a lot of people go around just consistently putting out alertness at things that they don't need to. So these were just little things, small things, um, some of them big, and just a few of the things I picked up, just to give you an example. And so it's very, very much important, and I've learned it from various sources, and I don't think it's something that will be disconfirmed. You're not gonna run into a millionaire or a billionaire, or anyone who writes a book or gives a speech and says, "Hey, I tried this out. I wanted to be more wealthy, so I chose to hang around wealthy individuals rather than poor individuals, and it made me much poorer and worse off in the long run." It doesn't happen. More likely, though, I guarantee you, if you want to be wealthy and you hang around poor people when you have the choice of hanging around rich people, you're gonna do worse. If anyone who's rich was forced to hang around people who were much worse off, they probably wouldn't do as well. And there's nothing wrong with poor people or rich people. I hate putting like some sort of divide, like there's a difference, or like rich people are better. There's plenty of people I respect, who are poor, and there's plenty of people that have achieved other types of success in life. So make sure you choose the right people and really define your goal, because your goal can be something like, not like, you really have to, you deep down in your heart you may already have a distinct goal, but if you don't consciously define it and put it up front, you can end up screwing yourself over. For instance, just saying you want wealth, and then you start hanging around rich people who are horrible, immoral people, unrespectable, not so good in any other area of life, obese and so forth. That might be not what your heart wants. You might want to be respected. It's not really about achieving wealth. It's about making an impact, becoming the respected person you are. For instance, there's an elementary school teacher that I bumped into and only saw for maybe 5-10 minutes, and the way he behaved and acted and coordinated everything, it was just, it made me respect him immensely. How he was dressed, how much enthusiasm he had for all the kids and everything was just amazing. Like, you can't top that. Money, having $1 million can't top that sort of thing. So make sure you define what you want specifically before you just go chasing after it. And the last thing I want to say is just make sure you don't set your standards too high, because you may never find someone who's perfect. Warren Buffett, for instance, is a very wealthy person who knows how to allocate capital very well. But his fitness is horrible. He still eats McDonald's almost every day. He loves the quarter pounders. He eats peanut brittle, lots of candy, drinks 4 cherry Cokes a day, and he's like 84 years old. So, that's one thing that I found that I've sort of need working on, and that's like, you can't just go off and think like, okay, everyone's perfect. No, everyone has their flaws and stuff, and sometimes you, like I said, you have to be selective, and filter out what you want. Like, usually they're not a 10 out of 10 in every category. They're not gonna have a 6-pack abs, and then very good with wealth, and then very good socially, and then yada yada yada. Usually they have a few of those things, but like, if you look at a lot of wealthy people, they don't have 6-pack abs. Ellen DeGeneres, Oprah Winfrey, they don't have 6-pack abs. So don't set your standards too high. Like, oh, you have to be perfect in every field, and if you're not, I can't spend my time with you. It's like, no, that's not gonna work. So I hope this video helped. And again, it's one of the most amazing things about the internet. You can spend your time with people like me, do these videos, and let the knowledge diffuse through. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. If you found this video helpful and informative, go ahead and share this video with someone you think will be helped or influenced by it, who wants to see something like this. And hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. I'll let you know for free when my next video is coming out. Thanks so much. Leave in the comments any suggestions, other problems, requests for future videos, topics to be discussed, or just further compliments. Thanks so much for watching, and this is Will, and I'm signing out. Peace.